Hey everyone! Today, we're going to show you how to install and set up the Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit on the Ezurio Nitrogen95. First things first, you'll need to fill out the request form. You can access the form by clicking the Submit Request button in the Embedded Android section of Kynetics.com website, or the Request Access button in the Ezurio download area. After the onboarding process is complete, you'll receive your credentials, which will give you access to the Embedded Android Developer Toolkit image in the Ezurio download area. Now that you have the Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit installer image, let's go through the installation process. First, you need to put your Ezurio Nitrogen95 board into bootloader mode, which is also known as recovery mode. Connect the board to your computer using the USB OTG port. Once the board is connected and in recovery mode, open your terminal. Unpack the installer, launch it, and simply wait for the installation process to complete. For detailed instructions on how to set the board to recovery mode and connect it properly, please refer to the Ezurio Nitrogen95 user manual. Once the installation is complete, reboot the board. After the operating system boots, the Embedded Android Developer Toolkit is ready to be set up. The initial setup of the Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit requires two key pieces of information: a tenant and a security token. Because this process involves connecting to the Kynetics Update Factory remote device management platform, your device must have an Internet connection. To ensure this, take an Ethernet cable and plug it into the Ezurio Nitrogen95 Ethernet port, connecting it to a local network with Internet access. First, our support team will send you the credentials you need to access Update Factory. Go ahead and log in with your tenant, username, and password. A multi-factor authentication (MFA) code will be sent to your registered email to complete the process. After you successfully log in, you'll land on the Update Factory dashboard. Alright, now let's gather the information needed to register your Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit. Navigate to the System Config section and retrieve the security token. Enter your tenant and the security token into the Device Setup screen and click the Device Setup button. Make sure to note the alphanumeric ID. This is the unique identifier for your toolkit. Now, press the Register Your Device button, or simply wait a few moments for the device to register on Update Factory. When your device shows up on the Update Factory dashboard, just drag and drop the activation distribution onto your target. It will have the same alphanumeric ID as the one on your device. Confirm the assignment and wait for the activation to finish. Once the activation is complete, your device will land on the Embedded Android Developer Toolkit launcher, ready for you as a tool to accelerate the development of your proof of concept. A core component of the Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit is the Kynetics Embedded SDK. While the standard Android SDK is great at simplifying development by abstracting away hardware complexities, it lacks support for the specialized hardware in embedded systems. Our Embedded SDK bridges this gap. It provides an application interface to monitor and control buses, I/O, and protocols crucial for embedded devices, such as RS-232, RS-485, CAN bus, GPIO, PWM, I2C, and SPI. For more technical details, be sure to check out our technical notes blog. To help you get started, the Embedded SDK includes example applications. For instance, let's work on a simple app that monitors GPIOs. Using the GPIO example code in Android Studio and the provided build scripts, you'll be able to successfully compile a GPIO testing application in minutes. You can even use an AI code assistant to quickly generate custom code for your own app. Once your application is compiled, you can deploy it through the usual Android debugging interface from Android Studio. But let's take a look at another way that would be likely part of your proof of concept: Let's use Update Factory to experience another key component of the Kynetics Embedded Android Developer Toolkit, remote over-the-air updates. Now, let's head back to the Update Factory dashboard to create a new software distribution for our app. First, we'll create a software module from the Upload section. Think of it as a little package for our Android application. Once the software module is created, we upload our application artifact to include it in the software module we just created. Then navigate to the Distribution section to create a software distribution. This is another package that can contain one or more software modules. For this example, our distribution will only hold the one we just made. To assign it, drag and drop our new software module into the distribution. Now, drag and drop the distribution we just created onto our target device, identified by its ID. As a side note, we'll deploy this as a soft over-the-air update. This means the user on the target device gets to acknowledge and start the update process themselves. If you want to dive deeper into Update Factory, over-the-air updates, and MDM features, check out our technical documentation. Now that the GPIO example app has been successfully deployed on our target device, let's give it a try. For this demo, we have a GPIO switch connected to the Nitrogen95. When you open the application, you'll be prompted to enter the GPIO chip and the specific GPIO line number corresponding to the pin we're using on the board. The Embedded Developer Toolkit operating system provides full support for the target hardware, as outlined in the Nitrogen95 datasheet. As shown, the GPIO example application accurately monitors and displays real-time feedback on the state of the target GPIO, which is controlled by our physical switch. It's important to note that Kynetics provides over-the-air updates for the default Embedded Developer Toolkit operating systems to ensure stability and bug fixes. Developers can find these distributions on the Update Factory dashboard and apply them to their targets, ensuring they always have an up-to-date product. Thank you for following this tutorial. Feel free to contact us for any additional information on our products and services.